After making something positive, let's make something more me, more like my vision of the world, more dark, more negative. So we all learn about the Netflix and MAPPA deal, and everyone has an opinion on it. Even I do. And I will say this: I understand the idea of this deal. I understand what it is supposed to do, but you won't. And I'll explain this clearly. Anime, for most people, is a fad. You have the true believer, but those are more or less less than the people who join the cool kids club. And you can see it from the discussion of Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm not saying that all manga anime fan have to read the manga before being an anime fan. That's not what I'm saying. But there's a correlation with them, right? What I mean by that is that I'm mostly a manga fan. I watch anime, depending on which. Best example, Solo Leveling, I finished it. So rewatching it right now is not that interesting. Maybe for the second part, maybe, but right now, no. That doesn't mean it's fire. The fights have looked really cool and everything. But that's the thing. But for Jujutsu Kaisen, for what I understand, not only Westerners did love it, but also that people who didn't read the manga love it. And the reason why they love it is either because it's cool, because the beat is cool, or because they're ideologically possessed. And for them, I do not care. They shouldn't even be in the discussion because they're not real fun. They're just here because they can introduce their ideology, and if they cannot, they will disappear immediately. The same way that they disappear from the Western market. Like Western cartoons are trash, but you don't hear those guys talking about it because it's trash. But it's because of them if it's trash. And it's for them that the trash has been made. So, anyways, for me who read the manga, I understand the fact that the emotional beat is just wrong. Is just a level where you're so fed up that you explode. So yeah, it's supposed to be cathartic, but it's like a sad cathartic. It's not happy cathartic. I don't know how to say it. Yes. It's like she just lost her fucking sister, her twin sister, and she knows it because she's more powerful than ever. So now she can make those who make it happen suffer. It's like more like a homage to Western bullshit instead of being what it should be. They could have done it the same way, but keeping the weight off. So that's my opinion. And that's the thing. Real fan didn't really like it. Anime only fan did love it. So let's call a spade a spade. Those people didn't care about the story that much. They're mostly there because it's cool. And that's the thing. Japan has a way of telling story that's unique to Japan. Like I would say, like China has a way of telling story that's unique to China. Like one of the things that I find fascinating with Chinese story is that it's often revenge, and there's no redemption and there's no forgiveness for no one. The kid is 3 years and said something like, I wish that someone else was my father, and the father will cut it off. Like, I'm not your father anymore.
Dad! I'm not your dad!
Dad!
I'm not your dad!
Daddy!
I am not your dad! Say that shit, I'ma fuck your ass up!
Just sign a paper and he will not talk to you ever again. Like, family is family, but for them, family is family until they fucked up and they say the wrong thing. And there's no forgiveness. The only forgiveness you can get is in another life. You reincarnated and you make it so that you don't make those mistakes. That's it. Except that, no. Korean has its own way to telling story too. And Japan does it too. But a global story means shit. Sadly. What I mean by that is that if your story is for everyone, it is for no one. There's a reason why people go to vertical drama. There's a reason why people go to C-drama. There's a reason why people go to webtoons. And that's the thing. Each cultural story has its own touch. And right now, people go to Japanese story because Japan has their own cultural touch. And seeing Netflix meddling in it is not a good thing. Because even if the money is supposed to liberate company like MAPPA from the deal that they have with everyone, because for those who don't know, to make an anime, it takes a big group of lobbies working together to create this giant ad. And the problem is that at the end, everyone has his cuts except the studio. And that's how some great studio still file for bankruptcy.
Studios don't get a lot of money from the animes that they produce because they actually most of the time don't fund them themselves. Of course, most of you know the concept of production committees. It's a collective of a bunch of companies that does several different roles, like the actual copyright holders, distributors, companies that broadcast the shows, and a lot more. But we're gonna focus on the money side of things, I guess you can say. Shows usually get funded by multiple companies. The amount can be varied to negate risks if they don't believe that certain shows will do well revenue-wise. The revenue is split to multiple companies. Some can get more percentage if they fund the project more. Some can get less of the juice. Those money whores. Usually you can see who has the most percentage of the revenue from a show by the rankings in the production committee list. Higher in the list means that they get more revenue since they funded it more compared to the other companies, and lower, you get the point. That's why some aspects like the schedule are mostly not in the power of studios, leading to stuff being rushed. Committee can also have demands on how the show can look, like wanting it to have the manga art style to be more prevalent in the show, or wanting a more uniform look so it can have that broader appeal for normies. And this is mostly why it's so fucked for studios, not just in the money side, but how they treat the staff.
And I agree that they should find a way to change that. And if you hear me correctly, I said they, mean Japanese company, have to find a way to deal with Japanese problem. Not Western people have to find a way to deal with Japanese problem. In theory, if it works, if Netflix give money with a sample contract with no strings, it will be great. But I don't think so. So there's already a project that has been made with the global audience in mind, using the creator of Cowboy Bebop, Lazarus. And Lazarus was shit. So shit that people collectively erase it from their mind. I'll say this. I would love if this experiment work well enough to make it so that Japanese anime company find a way to work alone, like the Studio Trigger. Because in that case, they can make the money and survive and give better pay to their workers, but not be dependent of Netflix. Because things like, let's say that the experiment worked at first and Netflix doesn't meddle at first. Cool. The second season, Netflix will meddle in it. And you know it because every first season of everything that Westernly made is good. The second season, they have to sprinkle some shit in it. And if they don't, they find a way to sprinkle some shit in it. They will insist really hard about it. And the third season will be trash because they can control themselves. They need you to bend the knee to the one. They need to feed you the bullshit. And sadly, that's the way that I see it. If it works, great. But I know that it will not. That Netflix cannot control themselves and cannot not meddle in it, not put their vision in it, not put their ideology in it. And that's the problem with this deal. Netflix is not a neutral party. Netflix is Netflix. Netflix is a meme where they double down and make it more true than ever. Netflix doesn't respect anything from any country. They don't even respect you as a watcher. They make their series dumb on purpose so that you can text while watching it in the background. There's no respect for it. And I say this as someone who appreciates some series from Netflix. Jupiter Legacy was a great series. One season couldn't continue because not enough budget. Super Crook was great. Pluto was good. Netflix can finance or pay for good IP. But having a second season from a good thing, that's difficult. But having 5 seasons from The Witcher, who was okay at first and went to shit real fast, that they can do. And that's the way that I see the deal with MAPPA going. On that note, tell me how I'm wrong. Also, don't forget, be righteous and stay passionate.